safety. Intercity bus driving is generally safe, but carrier is risk for drivers. Accidents occurs which can be harmful to drive. Passenger and those in other vehicles implode alike. Dealing with the unruly passengers can be another challenge. Something which operators are generally required to handle. Such passenger can be harmful to the driver and other passenger alike. There have also been incidents which have occurred including to intercity bus drivers being killed by passenger. On such events occurs on October 3, 2001, when Damir Lajir, still a Greyhound driver, a throat resulting in 7 deaths, including Lajir himself, as the bus carried. Australia. In Australia, bus and coach drivers need a driver's license issued in the Australian state of territory for the class of vehicles they drive. Additionally, they are required of processes a driver authorization and driver bus also issued by the state of territory. This is has named the different state of example driver authorization and Queensland driver accreditation in Victoria, generally driver authorization in South of Wales, public passengers vehicles, especially certificate in Tamisla on so on. This authorities intense regular review of during history, criminal history and medical assessment of the fitness to drive. In 2012, Australia had a fleet of 90599 buses and collectivity traveled about 2.0 billion kilometers. The average age of the national fleet of 11.0 years. In 2011, there were 40900 buses in coach of driver employed in the industry. They work an average of 4.17 hour a week and the average age is 54 years. The main employing interested and transport, postal and were 87.4%, and the remainder includes health care and social assistant 4%, education and training 3.1%, and accommodation and food services 2.7%. New Zealand bus and coach driver required either and class 2 or class 4 heavy vehicles license, cropping and the weight and number of vehicles. The vehicle driver must apply for a AP passenger endorsement, large passenger services license to take fare planning passenger. Drivers of school buses for special needed children must comply with SCST. Singapore bus captains generally required a class 3 or class 4 license to drive. Some complaints have a different rules. Most bus contains in Singapore work of the major public operators in the country such as SBS Transit and Smart Tower Transit. Singapore as a go-ahead. Singapore are foreign bus companies operating in Singapore. An average bus captain makes about $2,000 to $3,000 a month. Although some companies have been opening more recently, most bus captains tend the long hour and racious concession for the public transport, including and country majority of the bus captains are foreigners because most Singapore do not prefer working as such. Companies aim to employ more local workers. United Kingdoms. In the United Kingdom's driver must have passed the passenger carrying vehicles (PCV) practical driving and theory test. PC drivers also have to process a certificate of personality Commonwealth cash card, which required extra training to be taken service. Bus drivers in the UK are not subject to working hours registration devised by the European Union of their journey do not exceed 30 miles radius to governed by less stringent UK drivers. Hour regulation of the examples services bus driver may drive 5.5 hours without a break in the UK. People with certain medical conditions are excluded. They become bus drivers. Some of these conditions, including majority in the version, includes and impairs because of the additional workload. May buses and fitted with closed circuit television in an attempt to protect drivers from an increasing number of attacks, which has resulted in the requirement classic of some British cities.